Ready. I'll start off. I'll take this off.
That's great. Oh, there we are. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Jet Live. We've got Marty Weisel coming to us from Hawaii, seems.
I wish.
How you doing, Marty?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you? CB, thank you so much, by the way. Really excited to be here. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for this initiative.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I've been getting so many amazing nuggets of wisdom. If you haven't watched the other videos, the name, but they're all in the Jet community. I definitely recommend you going and watching those. You could even maybe skim through some of it if you want to, but there's really not a chance to do that because there are so many cool stories, so many nuggets of wisdom. And we are going to open up on the Jerusalem English Theater page. But before we do that, Marty,
Yes.
what have you been up to? What's going on by you? Why don't you talk?
All right. I'll go for it. Thank you so much. Okay. So first of all, obviously, as you know, I run Jet Venues, which is a performing arts studio in Jerusalem. And it's like a small event hall / dance studio where we even have performances. So obviously that has been a big issue because just because like I can't rent it out, people are not allowed to use my space. But I use this as an opportunity actually to sort of pivot my business and do a lot of other projects. So I've been super busy with other exciting projects, even if they weren't necessarily making me money. You know, it's still, you know, building experience. Which I want to tell you something. Actually, if when I interview people one day for a job, I'm definitely going to ask them what they did during the Corona times. You know, like what did you sit on your couch or did you do something, you know, with your time? Because this is like a great opportunity. You know, obviously everybody's losing money and everybody's having a hard time, but this is the perfect time to take time for yourself and, you know, and work on some stuff. So for example, a couple of things that I did, I don't know if you saw, but I did a remote music video where I took a bunch of people, everybody sent in auditions. I took a bunch of these people and, you know, I basically was doing the video side, and we had somebody who's Ishai Ribo's key pianist. He was our music producer. He's a big guy. He's amazing. He did the audio side, and we both coached all these musicians on, you know, how to film themselves, how to record themselves, and everybody did it with their phones and with what they have at home. And that was incredible because we made this amazing music video, which kind of blew up actually. Like within 72 hours, we had 27,000 views, over 300 shares. Within 4 days, we had over 40,000 views. It was like, at least for me, that's like crazy. And that was really fun. And I made all these new contacts, which was great. In addition, I actually took on like just learning a bunch of stuff. Like for example, like piano. I've been learning piano, how to read sheet music, which was really fun. And doing some other cool projects. For another project, yeah. Anyway, that's it. Just like a lot of fun stuff, whatever.
A lot of awesome projects. I mean, that's I totally hear you that there's going to be a lot of those kinds of questions. Like, what did you do during the pandemic? But also, we had Natan Skop on with us. There's one name that you guys should go back and watch his interview. It was really great to hear a lot of what he had to say. There's a lot of people that aren't able to do these kinds of projects, but they still, I think they're seeing that there are people that are doing these things, and they're seeing people going on and putting themselves out there, and I just have to say that's okay. That's totally fine because we're all dealing with what's going on now, and that's not it's not easy. But really, those people that are going on and doing stuff and being out there, they're, as I said earlier in another conversation, it could have been with Natan. I think it was actually with Rivka Durre. They're heroes. Like kudos to you. Like really, that video is amazing, and there's so many people that like are able to watch watch anything really.
Yeah.
Now there's so many ways to stream stuff. It's a great tool. You've got David Gelman watching Aaron Benafshi. Remember him? He was in West Side Story. He was
Yeah, I love that.
he was pretty cool. So you're doing you're doing a lot of really awesome stuff. What's Jet Venues like? What are your projections like? What are you planning to do with Jet Venues when we do end up having spaces open?
Yeah. So the cool thing about Jet Venues is that it's a multi-purpose space. So I can do with it whatever I want. For example, I've been, for the past 2 weeks, as things were starting to go back to normal, is when I really just pushed my advertising and have been getting a lot of phone calls for stuff that's not necessarily related to theater, but stuff that's going to fill up the space. Like, for example, there's a networking group that wants to do, they were in a current space that closed down. So now they're looking for a new space once these meetings can happen. And it seems like already tomorrow or the Sunday, a lot of stuff is going to start opening up. Obviously with a lot of restrictions, I'm very in touch with Misrata Tarbut, which they're in charge of, like, basically they're pushing the Chugim, which is basically any dance class. And it sounds like starting Sunday or May 17th, there's going to be all these things are going to be allowed to happen as long as there's no contact, as long as, people are careful and I clean down stuff with whatever. There's all these regulations, but things are opening up and that's great. And even if it doesn't, like I said, this is a great opportunity and we're not going to get this time back. So, set a goal for yourself and just do it. Even if it's a little goal and it's just something small and it could turn into something bigger, could just be something that you say, I learned how to read sheet music. I don't know, something cool.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
How is that going for you?
Great. I just do a little bit every day and it's like it.
Yeah, it's a whole new language, right?
Yeah.
What's I asked Marty before if he's gonna play us a little piece. I understand like Chaya Weintraub is she was doing a class in Jet Venues. She started doing Broadway jazz again?
Well, she did do one online.
Yeah.
She did do a
yeah.
Zoom
How
one.
was that?
I heard it was good. I was not there. I was not available, but my sister and my mom went and they said it was amazing. They had a great time. And that's the future, possibly maybe dance classes or contact things might not be able to happen. But there's so much you can do from your home and we're realizing it now. So.
Yeah, even more so. I mean, like you were really innovative even before this whole COVID-19 started with live streaming. I mean, you're starting slowly to release all these live videos of singers from the community. You have Shlomit's was that released yet?
No, Thursday.
You posted
Thursday.
Thursday. Thursday, everybody. Thursday, Shlomit is going to blow your mind with Hurt from Christina Aguilera. She's amazing. She's amazing. She's joining us actually next week. She's awesome. I'm so excited to have her join Jet Live. But you had Rivka Duray and you've had all these other performers that you streamed from Jet Venues.
Yeah.
So you think that this is going to be something that we could do with classes as well? I mean, you can't fit, even Jet Venues, you can't fit like 25 dancers in Jet Venues. So you could have like 5 or 6 and then everyone else can join from their homes. Do you think that that'll be a model that people can, your sister, go Marty, we love Jet Venues. Aviva, you're awesome.
Yay! Thank you.
And Richie says you're the man.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Which coming from the man himself.
Yeah. No. So basically,
please.
Yeah. So a couple things. So first of all, I don't think that's the future because I know that the way things are going, small meetings are not going to be a problem. According to the law, it's possible that people are not going to feel as comfortable. But that's why over this time period, people have opened up all these different things online, and therefore. If you don't feel comfortable coming into a class, that's completely fine. You have all these things and maybe there will be people that continue teaching from home. But in general, I'm doing like, it doesn't matter. There's just so much to do. Like, for example, I'm actually opening up another space. I don't know if I'm sure, yeah, you know for sure.
Yeah.
That's larger. That's actually going to be a theater space of 80 seats. And that's actually still moving forward because there's no reason that that should stop. Even though I do believe that it's going to be a couple months before, at least before theaters or anybody feels comfortable going into theaters together, which is why I'm working on another project with Idan Leeper from Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
I'm joining him. For anybody who doesn't know, he runs the School for Musical Theater in Israel. And he has over 30 productions running all around the world, and he has 2 in the Camry, and he's a big guy. So he came to me to produce something for him in Jerusalem that's actually allowed now. It might be the future of theater. I can't really say too much because it's with the area, and we're just waiting. I was hoping it would be ready for today so I could say it, but I just need to wait just for one last Yeshua before I'll spread it. But it seems like that's going to be the future of theater, at least for the next 5-6 months, according to the government. So that's hopefully coming. But in the meantime, I am renovating another space, which is going to be a small theater, but it's just basically Jet venues, but a little bit larger. Because yeah, small events are going to be able to happen very soon. That's what I think. And even if not, it's fun. It's experience. You know, I'm gaining experience. I'm meeting new people. Who cares? You know, I'm having a good time.
Yeah. So small events are still going to happen. I know, but like if you have the ability to like bring in more people into your space virtually, that's something that would be really interesting to see continue. I think that we've all learned a lot of how streaming can really be helpful in general, to get the names out with
Yes.
and all that. So cool, Idan. I actually was thinking about him. Was it today or yesterday? I'm hopefully I'm gonna speak to him about joining Jet Live as well. I spoke to a few people that are not necessarily in Jerusalem itself, but like to join us here. I've got a good friend joining in a few weeks, who works in New York, and
Nice.
they're dealing with how are they going to open up Broadway again? That's going to be, but that with Starcatcher, the community theater spaces and regional theater spaces, and whatever you're working on with Idan, that's really going to be where theater starts first. And there's Zoom plays happening. Center Stage Israel announced that they're doing another 5-minute play reading on May 17th. Hopefully they're going to be joining us as well. I messaged them. And it's great to have, as Ken Davenport puts it, theater makers. And you're definitely one of those. You're an innovative maker, as well as theater, and you're just coming up with all these amazing ideas of how to continue forward for our community. And it's really a pleasure to hear all these amazing initiatives that you're moving forward. So do you play guitar? Because that looks like a guitar in the background.
I do play guitar, actually.
So you play guitar and you're just learning piano now.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, why not? I have time, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm actually learning, trying to learn Python. What sheet music do you have there?
If
Let
I
me see
were,
if
I don't
can
know.
guess.
Here. Did you know what that was?
Fiddler on the Roof. That was Fiddler on the Roof. Well, you started singing it, so yeah, Fiddler on the Roof.
I don't know if my earphones.
Oh, you've got like the whole entire Starcatcher clan.
Let's see if you can guess this. Ready?
All right. Shlomit. If you could guess this one, write it down in the comments.
Ah, that was wrong. Right? All right, I'm not there yet, but eventually. Did you
Oh,
hear? I don't know if you could hear.
yeah. Oh, I heard. I know exactly where that's from. Shlamit. Um, let's. Does anybody want to guess in the comments?
I don't
Oh,
think.
there we go. Shlomit's got it. Shlomit's got it. Awesome. Amazing. It's for good from Wicked. They're asking for an encore.
Woo!
We just had Robert Binder in today from Encore. That was
Speaking of
amazing,
encore.
amazing, amazing. Speaking of Encore, he's been in theater since kindergarten. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, and
Yeah.
he has so many amazing stories. I wish I could have been on for longer, but we don't try not to go over that long because yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Shlomit, I know you guessed. I got you. So
All right,
so
Sadie.
Marty,
Ready? Yes.
so what else are you up to? How's your family? Did you paint that wall just now?
No.
You
Okay.
you said
So,
so many things already.
thank you. No. So first of all, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Everybody's healthy. But and that one of the things. So this whole piano thing was actually it stemmed from my mom, who we decided as a family to each take on one new goal each week. So we sat Friday night and everybody set a goal. For example, mine was piano. I don't want to say everybody's because I don't know if they want me to say it. My dad was learning Hebrew.
Is Aviva there? Is Aviva there? Maybe
No, but she's
she.
listening. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. It's fine. My mom was working out every day, and basically each Friday we set new goals for ourselves. Obviously, it's sort of like sizzled out a little bit as time went on, but for sure the piano one I stuck with, because it's just so much. It's so cool. Like, I was, and so that was really exciting. I mean, that was just like we were all motivated. We were all motivating each other. Like we all said we were spending basically at the beginning it was super organized. We said we're going to spend an hour a day. So while I was doing piano, my mom was working out. Aviva was doing her thing. My dad was learning Hebrew, and then every single day, and like if you spend an hour on something every single day, after a week, you see crazy results. Not even kidding. And it just motivates you to set. I mean, for me and for some of us, it's set new goals or for set another goal on the same theme, like okay,
Yeah.
a new goal for piano or a new goal completely. And it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing stuff. So I never really had that state in this corona that I was sort of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Um, and and yeah, and so I haven't really, and so I brought a bunch of stuff home. I brought the piano home from the studio and everything, and I've been really utilizing it. I actually did a live video series, a live video stream in somebody's living room, which was really exciting because what I'm used to doing is I'm used to setting up, in my studio, I'm setting up, I have the speakers, I have the cameras set up, and I'm plugged into my Wi-Fi, and then I have another Wi-Fi connected just in case one goes down, so that so that it's like a smooth stream. And this was like a little scary for me to do it at somebody's house, but I basically and I wasn't, and at that point we weren't allowed to go into people's houses. So
Mhm.
early that day I dropped all the gear. I made the gear as simple as possible. I set up my computer with with the information, like I wrote out the description already. You only just need to open it up and press play. I sent it down to his house, then I walked away, and then we did a video chat to explain to him how to set it up, and it
Mhm.
came out great. Like you could watch it on Jet Venues, and he basically did a full music show, live stream just the way that I would do it at my studio, and it's professional. We have like the logo on the top, and we have stuff on the bottom, and it fades in, and there's background music, and that was quite an experience for me. So that was a lot of fun, and it's about that. It's about this is the situation we all have, like had to acclimate, but as long as you pivot, you got to just keep pivoting, and you got to just find what works, because there's always stuff that works, no matter what your business is. My business is literally renting out space to groups of people. We're not allowed to leave our houses. I can't go online. I can't. That's what I thought initially, and then the second you switch your mindset, it's like, okay, what can you do? And I was managed to not just engage my audience during this time while other places were like closed until further notice, and I was like, no, boo boo boo, engage my audience. Not even just engage my audience, but grow my audience and make context and build experience. And just The sky's the limit, CB. The sky's the limit. Anyway,
Sky
yeah,
is the limit, and making those contacts, and everyone's home. I mean, you can contact Steven
it's
Schwartz
true.
now if
Yeah.
that's what I wrote about that in the beginning of the beginning of this. That was part of it in my blog post. I wrote like contact art. Who was it? Who was it that said it? Dale. Was it Dale? Dale said he spoke to Alan Cummings on Instagram. Like
There
John
you go.
Krasinski is reaching out to everybody in the world. I don't know if anybody saw his new some good news. I don't know if everybody saw his new episode, but that's basically the connections that you can make. Um,
Yeah.
when I did the reading with Yasmin, it was like, boom, that's exactly what you're talking about. This is exactly what we have the chance to do right now.
Yeah.
It's slowly things are coming back to like opening. I wouldn't say it's normal, but it is opening up. But there's still that opportunity to connect. There's still opportunity for the community to connect, and there's still opportunity to open up to other people. Like I love that you're working with Idan on something that's basically what we're going to be dealing with, is how do we continue to do theater live. And I'm going to be um, I've been talking about writing a blog. That's my goal for this week. It has so many different goals, but
Nice.
my goal is to write a
Cool.
piece this week about what theater might look like within the next year. My predictions about how things might be. Um, and there's a lot of conversation about that now, because now that we're slowly coming out of the storm per se for this round,
Hmm.
um, what will theater look like? How are we gonna have audience come into the space? And I love that you're hey Leora. I love that Shlomit wants to know what the project is. I guess we'll have to wait a few days.
Soon. Yeah, no, all I can say
um,
is that it's literally what you're talking about is that honestly, theater is not going to go back to normal anytime soon. You're not going to, even if they say you can sit in a theater, 500 seat theater, there's going to be plenty of people that don't feel comfortable. If somebody told me now on Sunday movie theaters are open, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable going into a movie theater, you know? And I'm pretty, I'm I do my own thing. I don't really care so much, but it's just like everybody's gonna have this feeling. So things need to change, and there's ways to do live theater. And don't worry, I'm honestly gonna tell. I just a little bit longer, just in a couple days. I'll let everybody know.
I'm
But
not
it doesn't
trying to
matter. It
drag it
doesn't
out.
matter. There's so many
Yeah,
opportunities.
there's so many
Yeah.
opportunities. There's the streaming online. They just did the Apple Play, the public theater, which by the way, the link is closed. They closed the link, so you can't watch it anymore. But they might open up for future readings. But
Okay.
there's so much to see online. There's so much happening. There's so many artists that don't
Yeah.
have movies to star in and don't have Broadway shows to be in, so they're doing all these teaching. Um, there's curtain times, which Ailey shared on
Yeah.
the Jerusalem English Theater Green Room. Um, there's really a plethora of things, as you said before. The sky's the limit. Um,
Plethora.
yeah, it's a new word. No, it's not.
I love it. I love it. No, that was great. I'm gonna start using that word. Another word I started
um,
using is percolate. Let your mind
per,
percolate,
yeah,
which is meant for coffee, but it works for your brain also, if you need to think about
yeah. The coffee needs
it.
to expand and grow.
Yeah,
Um,
there you go.
so does anybody have any questions before we end? I see all this amazing likes and laughs
Woo!
and
Yeah.
loves and wows, and
Wow.
it's just such an amazing uh, show from the community. Where can I find the teaching stuff? Shlomit, if you go to curtaintimes.com, they have a whole list of different things that are happening throughout the month of May. And there actually are Broadway stars who are teaching right now, different classes. Um, um, I don't know if it's free or not, or if it's donation based or whatever. There's also there's a whole thing happening in Israel of teaching online as well. I love your costumes, Marty. It's amazing.
Well, it's the same. It's the same too, but I'm just, this is my necklace. Surprise. Okay.
Creating
Yeah.
it. That's where you can find it. So I just want to thank you again, Marty, for joining us. It's amazing, amazing the
You're
things that
welcome.
you're doing. If I can't get in touch with Idan, let him know about Jet Live and ask him to
For
fill in the
sure.
doodle. I'll try to get in touch with myself, but if I can't, that'll be
Okay.
awesome.
But it doesn't
He
matter.
he
You have so many, you have so many people lined
for
up, which is really
sure.
exciting.
For
Really excited.
sure, for sure, but always looking for more to expand our community and the people that
Yeah.
can
I
have
have a
questions
question
and
for you, Steve.
yeah, yes,
Are you gonna continue this after everybody goes back to normal?
that's a really great question. What I know from my theater experience is it's up to the audience really and the people,
Okay.
and I could totally keep doing this every week. It might be once a week. I talked to somebody about this, about doing it maybe even before a show happens, to have somebody come on the live and just talk about what's
Wow.
happening in there in the theater space. There's an opportunity here to really have a place where people can come and see what's happening backstage or whatever it is. So it is a possibility. It's happening here on Jerusalem English Theater Community. Uh, uh, and and yeah, I hope that if there's a want and there's a need, and people are really interested and want to come back, and even if I've already interviewed you now, Marty,
Yes.
in like 3 weeks from now, if things have changed, or in like a month from now, or even in like half a year from now, if we come and do another a live stream, that'll be really awesome, because
Yeah.
there's always more to talk about. Um, so, are either of you writing or planning any shows for the future? Um, Aviva, we'll ask Marty, are you writing anything?
Uh,
Planning any shows?
I did actually. So basically, I don't know if you know, but I wrote a musical called Aliyah the Musical, which
Yeah,
actually you were there. You
I was
saw.
there. I saw it. Yeah, yeah,
This was before I was in the theater community. And I basically I don't live in Jerusalem. I live in Mitzvah, where there's a big Anglo community. And I kind of got famous here a little bit when I did the Magic Lamp a couple of years ago. And with just a few kids, like I did a drama chug and we performed a musical on a nice stage, just like two microphones that they were passing around that I rented from the ACI actually. Anyway, long story short, the parents were like, you got to do another one. So I did, the following year, I did Aliyah the Musical, which I had more than double the amount of kids. I had a cast of 24 kids. I actually have the playbill over there. Maybe I'll bring it's a little far. Whatever. And it was about a family that makes Aliyah. It was a really nice story. We did two performances, sold out, a 200 seat. No, we didn't sell out, but we did two performances. And it was like a great turnout. The whole community got involved, and it was like it was just so much fun because people were like, everybody was getting involved, and all these people from the community were like, can I help backstage? Can I do this? And I had 24 kids that needed to do costume changes, and I purposely made it complicated. I rented 17 microphones, which it was just like a huge production. It was so much fun. The kids loved it. And it changed, parents were coming back to me. It's changed your life. They still come back to me now. So I was like, you know what? What's my next, maybe I'll do a chug because I'm home. And this was at the beginning of quarantine when we were still able to sort of meet.
yeah.
And I started writing Quarantine the Musical. And basically it was going to be performed right after quarantine ends. We were going to do rehearsals over Zoom, and then like
Yeah.
a couple of rehearsals once quarantine ends, and then put up a musical about quarantine, and basically the same idea as Aliyah the Musical, that it's hard, but like you can overcome these hardships, and people can help each other out. And it was like a really nice thing. And as things got a little more serious, and I realized that it's going to be a little more complicated, so I just put that on the side and focused. And that's when I switched over to reaching out to David Echelevich, who was the music producer, one of
Yeah.
the big music producers in Israel, and we did the music video. So no, I'm not. I mean, so I have that, but it's very, very beginning stages, and I might come back to it. But I just thought it was cool because I was like, this is perfect. Right after quarantine to have a musical about it. Because Aliyah the musical was great because people really connected to the story and the kids really connected to it. Because all these kids were people who either grew up in English-speaking homes or made Aliyah, and it really just helped them overcome it. So like to have sort of that outlet for these kids to overcome quarantine while they're joking about it and singing about it, I thought would be, it's very therapeutic.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
it really does. Like, I mean, a lot of people are writing like Corona parodies or this and that, but that sound like wow. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing that. We actually,
Yeah,
so
I don't know
I
if it's gonna happen,
actually, you don't know if it's gonna happen because
but we'll see. It's there.
but Corona did do that. It kind of like cut short, like Chicago got cut short because of Corona, but a lot of things have sprang up from it. Again, referring to like the projects that you're doing now is like the things that we're as you said before, we're twisting or we're taking a different perspective in a way.
Pivoting.
We're pivoting. Thank you. We're
Yeah,
pivoting.
there you
Synonym.
go.
So Aviva, I actually wrote, so for the 5 Minute Play Festival, I wrote a play and I submitted it just this morning
Wow.
to Center
Yay.
Stage Israel. Um,
Woo.
so we'll see, but yeah, it's a great time to be writing. It's a great time to be writing. Shlomi, this will be the last question. But there's so many questions, it's amazing. Shlomi asks, how did you find yourself doing theater in general in Jerusalem, or in general and in Jerusalem?
Okay, it's a great question. I'll keep it short because basically I've always been a performer. You can ask my parents. I was always the one who would. I'm able to drag people into doing stuff that I want. It's a good quality and it's a bad quality. So the good parts were that I was always able, for sure, to get my siblings to perform a whole show in our garage. We had a double garage in Florida, and I made my dad build a stage there. We didn't have a leveled stage. We just had half the garage was our stage and curtains, and the other half was the seating. I even put up a chandelier because we did Phantom of the Opera once. So I was always that was my thing. I even was able to get my friends who are like, these guys who like sports. I could also get them to do theater with me. But I was always more passionate than everybody else, and I was always doing shows like plays basically in school, growing up. And once I met Aliyah, and actually as my army service was coming to the end, I didn't sneak out, but I sort of got illegally got an shore to fly to America. It was the first time that I was in New York by myself, and I was like, oh my God. So I was seeing all these shows, and it really reminded me how much I love musical theater. And I'm like, I'm doing this no matter what. I don't care. I'm going to do this when I'm after the army. So after the army, I did, Aliyah the musical and the Magic Lamp with the kids, because that's when I was like, oh, I can't, I don't think I can sing. I can't, I can teach, and then I got inspired, and I was from these kids, and I was like, wow, you know what? If I could get these kids, I saw where they started, I saw where they ended. I'm like, if I could get them that far, and these are kids, it's all about hard work and persistence. So why don't I grab myself and work on my voice, work on acting, work on whatever I need to get to the level that I wanted. So I started working with a voice teacher. I started working blah, 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 blah. And then my goal, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to move to New York. Because at the end of the day, I like acting, but I need to be in a place that I just, I could surround myself with theater, and where's better to do that than New York? So I was going to fly to New York, not necessarily to be on Broadway, but just to do what I do best, which is just meet people and volunteer in places and just help out and sort of like, I come back to Israel after 3 years of being in New York and say, I was friends with this actor. I saw this director, I got help backstage here, blah, blah, blah. And I come back with this resume, and then I'm ready to continue doing theater in Israel, which I thought theater in Israel was going to be opening up a theater. I mean, I had all these ideas. So I was about to fly to New York. And then Starcatcher posted auditions for In the Heights. And In the Heights is my favorite show by far. And I was like, you know what, this might be a good a good thing for me because I never been into music before and I didn't have so much confidence singing. So I worked super, super, super hard. Auditioned for In the Heights. I got in, which was I was so happy about, and it was like one of the best experiences of my life by far. And it sort of just, and that was my main entrance. Like I knew about the theater community a little bit, but that was like my real entrance into the theater community, where I was like, there's great theater in Jerusalem. There's great theater in Israel. I don't need to fly to New York. I have so many opportunities here. Like, and as once I started In the Heights, like a month or two into rehearsals, I started renovating Jet Venues, which opened like on opening night for In the Heights, which so it was just like a very quick process. And I was just like, it was really that. So just meeting all these people inspired me to realize that there's a lot of great stuff here in Israel, and it's all about coming together, like what you're doing. CB, you're doing amazing stuff, bringing everybody together, because we are a community and we have so much, you know, not just talent, but every single person has so much to offer. You know, maybe somebody's super talented at this, but they also are great at this and great at this. I know Aviva, for example, Aviva helps me with everything. She's not only a great actress, singer, everything, but she also has a great eye. She's in school for interior design and architecture. She has a great eye. She helps me with a lot of graphics. Anyway,
she was in the car with you when you were announcing the music video.
That's true.
You looked really like serious, and she was like, you know, the shining light in the room.
Yeah.
So amazing! Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Shlomi, for asking that.
Question, Shlomi.
Pulling that out of Marty. David Gelman says he thought you were doing this stuff for years. So wow. Impressive. So on that note, I know I said that on that note, I think a few minutes ago, but there's so much to talk about. And why we might be doing this again sometime.
All right.
So on that note, thank you so much for joining us, Marty.
Thank you.
Jet Venues is an awesome space. Looking forward to the new space that's going to be opening up. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have Bracha, Daniel Lewin, and Daniel Lewin. And myself and Dina's actually going to be joining us for that Jet Live at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, yeah. And then we've got others coming up. But if you want to see the whole entire lineup, and I'm going to be posting the people who are joining us continuously later on for the next weeks on jetcommunity.org. It's right on the top of the page. Jet Live in big letters, and then you could see all the different videos that were done previously. There's links to that, as well as the people that will be joining us in the next few days. But tomorrow, Daniel Lewin and Bracha Daniel Lewin. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.
Enjoy. Woo! Yeah. I'm ready.
There you go. You got it on. There you go. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you,
Good night.